On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This brownsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no. Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
This is a loaded Friday, and I'm glad y'all are here. Good morning. Welcome, one and all, to the fabulous, fantastic football Friday edition. Beg your pardon. Of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Lots to get to. Our usual guest, Sam Shady, at the bottom of hour one, will not be able to join us this morning because he is on a road trip. So, while he's off to Nebraska, we're going to cover him here. Cole Johnson will be along in just a moment. And how about those Owls from Florida Atlantic? Can you believe that? Florida freaking Atlantic. First it was Florida Gulf Coast back in 2013. Now you have the Owls of Florida Atlantic. And then it was the Davidson Wildcats. Wow. Cinderella. What did Brent Musburger say? Cinderella lives. Cinderella lives. Big time. And it's crazy. This is why they call it March Madness. You know, the theme was in 2019 at Indiana State, 40 years since March went mad. Well, March has gone mad. March has gone completely mad. It's crazy to think that, and I knew I didn't do a bracket this year. I did not do a bracket, but I knew something goofy would happen during the tournament. I knew something goofy would happen, and it happened. It truly happened. Well, I'm going to take the time this morning to make a plea and ask a favor. As you all know, I've had a battle with stage 4 pancreatic cancer and just got the announcement that I'm in remission. We got that on February the 15th. It has been a month, but so many things have happened or are happening off the mic where I cannot financially support my family. This is where y'all come in. This is what I'm asking you guys to do. Please support the Snow Strong Family Initiative via GoFundMe. Go to gofund.me/E283E211. That's gofund.me/E283E211. And the purpose of this fundraiser is to help get us to our next step. It's to help get us to our next step. So once again, if you could, please support the Snow Strong Family Initiative. Go to gofund.me/E283E211. That's gofund.me/E283E211. And the Snowman thanks you from the bottom of his heart, and so does his family. Now back to the original subject at hand. Who was it? For those of you who watched the NCAA tournament, who was the wildest of the wild cards that got to either the Elite Eight or the Final Four? Now I got a few of them because I've watched. I've watched a lot of I've watched a lot of college basketball since 1982. I want to send a shout out to my friend JJ Neely, who just wrote me a message and said there will be no goal chasing. I got approved from media creds and being excited at the beginning of the season. Like how you can get mad. How can you get mad at someone who wants to do something in spite of challenges? They win. It's exhausting trying to chase these goals and trying to convince them I'm worth anything. Well, JJ, from old Snowman to you, you don't have to convince them. You just have to convince yourself. And if I know you as well as I do, you may get down, but you're not out. There will be goal chasing, and both of us are going to chase them. You got your creds, use them. Find a way to use them. You're like the Undertaker, bro. Just rise. Just rise and accept any and all challenges. It's from my buddy JJ Neely down in Texas, big time Stars fan. Let's go to the Fanatic Feedback Zone. Quick question: when was the last year the NBA was on CBS? Good morning to A Pizzle and to Victor Lock, aka Victor Lock. How about those FAU Owls? Absolutely. The last year the NBA was on CBS was 1990, and it ended with the Pistons beating the Portland Trailblazers in 5 games. Ryan McCoffey says, "Oh, and good morning, Snow Crew. Good morning to you." Victor says, "Okay, so I probably caught the tail end of that era because I started watching the NBA with my dad in 1989. Yep, you did." Sig Diggy from Norway says, "Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Same to you, my friend." Good morning, Mr. Sig Diggy, A Pizzle, and Ryan McCarthy. A Pizzle says, "Morning, Vicalah." Damn you, Cole, for that. Sick Diggy says it's Friday and I want to be responsibly irresponsible. In other words, do something irresponsible, but in a responsible manner. Always have to cover my tracks. Yep, absolutely. Sick Diggy says good morning and happy Friday. Ryan McCarthy, what's the brew this morning? What is the brew? For those of you who have a morning brew, what is yours? Mine, I have 2 of them. I have lemon zinger and I have peppermint. And the peppermint one is not in an open cup, so it'll stay hot for a while. But this is the lemon zinger that I'm taking a sip of. A Pizzle says George Mason back in 06. Yeah, I remember. And Vern Lundquist's call by George. And I forgot who they beat to get to the Final Four. Was it Georgetown? I don't think it was Georgetown. But I remember them getting to the Final Four. Anybody remember VCU in 2011? The first team to go from the first 4 to the Final Four. Remember the Davidson Wildcats with, I don't know, Stephen Curry, perhaps? Remember them? Let's see. Who else? Like I said, I've watched basketball a long time. I remember NC State in 83. NC State. Oh, man. And NC State wound up winning the darn thing. They wound up winning it all on a dunk by, let me get this right, Lorenzo Charles. Lorenzo Charles dunked it home. Lemon lift for Victor Locke. Wolfpack in the house. Yes, indeed. 85, the Villanova Wildcats. 86, the Louisville Cardinals. Who the hell thought Louisville? Yes, I'm saying it right. Louisville would get to the Final Four. Who thought that? Who absolutely thought that? It's crazy. It's crazy to think that this is the final four. This is March Madness. This is absolutely March Madness. We'll have more discussions on March Madness as I get everything together. Thank you to everyone that has joined us this morning. And all I can say is we're back in a flash.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
There's a 100% chance of a laugh thunderstorm. 4 men with different viewpoints take a movie, show, or documentary and review it uncensored, unfiltered, uncompromised, with no holds barred. Join BS3, Wilkes, King Doc, and H-Rap B as they take on Hollywood their own way. BS3 Network proudly presents The Forecast, where H-Rap B always predicts,
if I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
live every Monday at 8:30 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
Are you waking up in the morning with a sore jaw, headaches, maybe even ringing in your ears, all because you're grinding and clenching your teeth at night? That's exactly what was going on with me. That's when I found this, the Brux Night Guard. Now, the Brux Night Guard redirects the bite force away from the back teeth, reducing jaw pain while still protecting the teeth. This unique design is what makes Brux Night Guard different from all other traditional grind guards. Go to BruxNightGuard.com and order yours today.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cold J. 'Cause we take this job so serious.
The f*** is that? Sorry, pardon me. My apologies.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
What in the all types of blue hell was with Gonzaga last night? Another wild finish. You would think this was 2021. Ryan McCarthy, Sick Diggy Day of the Dead, Mexican blend from Invader Coffee. Invader Coffee is an affiliate sponsor of this here program. Y'all will see the logo in a little while. As I said, Chris Bates coming at the bottom of hour 2. Top of hour 2, Ben Sutterth will join us. But I posed a question earlier, and that question was, what was the wildest, and I mean the absolute wildest of the wild cards that you saw get to the Final Four? Remember Loyola from 2018? I certainly do. And I was living in Ohio at the time. And I remember cheering them on. And I was crying because I knew someone that played at Loyola. And I was so connected with that team. I was so connected with that team. Let's go over the finals from last night. Gonzaga defeats UCLA, so UCLA goes down again. 79-76 was the final there. Kansas State in overtime beats Michigan State 98-93, so they're on to the Elite Eight. I mentioned Florida Atlantic earlier this morning. They have a date with the Elite Eight. Today's games go San Diego State and Alabama. Miami takes on Houston. 15th seeded Princeton will take on Creighton. Xavier will tackle, doggone it, the Texas Longhorns. And that's all today. Yesterday's scores, as I finally have them in front of me. Gonzaga over UCLA, 79-76. Florida Atlantic, 7 better than 4th seeded Tennessee at final 62-55. UConn runs over Arkansas, 88-65. And Kansas State, as I mentioned, 3rd seeded Kansas State takes out Tom Izzo at Michigan State. That final 98-93. This is the time that March goes absolutely mad. Sig Diggy, since hell is blue, does that make heaven red? I don't know. It might. It might. I want to thank you guys for joining me this morning. And thank you all for sticking with me. On a morning like this, I don't have a lot to go with me, but doggone it, I'm here. I'm here, and I love you guys. And Samuel Shaw joins me. Alabama Crimson Tide taking it all. No, they're not. They're going to lose before they get to the Final Four. And good morning to you, Sam. Who takes it? There's a question of the day. For those of you who watch NCAA basketball, who takes it? Who takes it all in men's basketball? That's what I want to know. And I want to know this. And I've talked about this before. Sammy Shaw says, go to bed, bro. No, I'm not going to bed. I said what I said, and I mean what I said. Because my pick or picks to play for the national championship don't include Alabama. Oops. That's right, I said it. My two teams that will that I believe will play for the national championship do not include the Alabama Crimson Tide. There are holes in the Alabama offense. There are big-time holes in the Alabama offense. And I don't think they're going to have enough to get there. I've seen them dominate. Excuse me. I've seen them dominate all year long in the SEC. But I don't see Alabama getting to the Final Four. I don't see Alabama getting to Houston. I see the host team getting there in the Houston Cougars. They're just too damn good. As a matter of fact, Samuel Shaw, who lives in Portland, Oregon, and who's a very dear friend of mine, my championship game, like I said, does not include Alabama. My championship game goes Houston versus Texas. I'm taking the Cougars and the Longhorns. What am I drinking? Lemon tea. A lemon zinger for right now. I have the Houston Cougars and the Texas Longhorns, excuse me, meeting in Houston, Texas at NRG Stadium for the Final Four. I do not have Alabama getting there. But I will tell you why I didn't do a bracket this year. Because I've been asked many times. I've been asked many times, before the tournament started. You need to do a bracket this year. Well, in this edition of the Snowman's Take, I will tell you why I didn't do a bracket. And it involves a certain 16 seed. The Snowman's Take is brought to you by Invader Coffee. Go to snowmanmultimediasports.com, click on the logo, make your order, and you get a discount from yours truly. Here's why I didn't do a bracket this year. It's the same reason I didn't do one last year. As much as I hate to say it aloud, it's too unpredictable. I love March Madness. I absolutely love it. I love it. But whenever the last 2 times I've done a bracket, it's been blown up. Loyola blew up my bracket in 2018. That was officially the last year that I did a bracket. No, I take that back. 2019 was the last year I did a bracket, and I did it on air. I will probably do one next year because I plan to have my crew at the Final Four. I plan to have my crew at the Final Four in New Orleans. I believe it's New Orleans. But it's too unpredictable, man. It is too unpredictable. And besides, one of the teams that's supposed to be there didn't even get in the tournament and refused an NIT bid. That team, of course, is North Carolina. So their season got blown to bits. And that was one of the teams I was counting on, too. I really didn't cover college basketball this year for obvious reasons. My health being one of the main reasons that I didn't cover college basketball as much as I want to. But I'm wrong. It's not New Orleans. It's Phoenix. Oh! The 2024 Final Four will play Phoenix, Arizona. 25 is in San Antonio, 26 in Indy, 27 Detroit, then Las Vegas. I'm definitely going to go to that one. And then Indianapolis, and then back to Cowboys Stadium. But I plan to have my crew in Phoenix, Arizona for the 2024 Final Four. This bracket breakdown. Let me try again. Take two. This bracket breakdown is brought to you by Voodoo Sushi. Get your finest cuts of raw-ass fish with Voodoo Sushi. No need to spend $50. You a fool, Victor. But yeah, I never thought I would say it's too unpredictable. But unless there's something like really, really tangible, like say, I don't know, $1 billion, which I plan to make in the next year, I'd rather just sit back and watch the games, watch the upsets happen. Thank you, Fairleigh Dickinson. And goodbye, Virginia. I can say I expected Virginia to go down. I can say that I expected Purdue to go down. First round, I can't say that aloud. But Fairleigh Dickinson did the damn thing. And I couldn't be happier. And it's too unpredictable for me to try the challenge of doing a Final Four. I just can't do it. And I won't do it either. But I will say this. The next 4 Final Fours, Phoenix, San Antonio, say the next 5. Phoenix, San Antonio, Indianapolis, Detroit, and Vegas. Snowman and the Snow Crew will be there representing Snowman Multimedia. I said it, and I'll say it again. I will be there with my crew and my family beginning next year in Phoenix, Arizona. Why I'm covering this tournament from a distance, which reminds me, I have a lot of updates to do for my website, and I will get to them. I got to block out some time and get to them. But be that as it may, I stopped doing brackets in 2019 because of its sheer unpredictability. I mean, I didn't have Virginia winning it all. Just like in 85, I didn't have Villanova winning it all. I had Georgetown. 86, I didn't even care. And this is coming from a guy who absolutely adores college basketball. I can honestly say after 85, the 85-86 season, I didn't get a chance to look at because I was preparing to graduate 8th grade. But beginning with 86-87, I dove in. And I still dive in. Salute to college basketball. I dove in and I'm staying in. I'm just not going to do a bracket. Too unpredictable. That's Snowman's take. What is yours? Let's go back to the Fanatics feedback zone before our next break. Snowman's take is brought to you by Bad Mother Kilts. Rocking kilts since Formula 51. Yep. And Vicola Liquor, the premier way to get liquored up. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. But yeah, my championship game is Houston and Texas. They're 2 complete teams. They are 2 very complete teams. Although this is March Madness and the craziest things happen during March Madness. I acknowledge that. I truly acknowledge that. Take a break. When we come back, we'll get into the women's bracket. Can anybody beat South Carolina? Anybody? Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free and will even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
That's why we here on this platform.
Marriage, a loving splendor, a daily grind. Such is the case when Damien and Jamie get together and chop it up, for marriage is real.
Let's just lay it all out here. Let's just be real with it.
Join this wonderful couple who keeps it real and always in love. BS3 Network proudly presents Marriage is Real, where love is the only thing that matters. Live every Tuesday at 8:30 Central. Oh, and Jamie has something to say.
Deuces and trays.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like the High Five Strangers guy. Game-winning interception. First down. Just a nice, solid tackle. If you're in arm's length, you will be swapping skin with this extrovert. You see, he knows SeatGeek got him a great deal on tickets, so he can focus on what he does best, smacking palms. SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Yes, it's Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Yeah, it is. We roll along on this Friday. Ben Sutterth will join me at the top of hour 2. I'm going to talk NBA. I know I said I'd get to the women's brackets, and I will. Last night, the Magic beat the Knicks 111-106. Cavaliers beat the Nets 116-114. Thank you, Cleveland. The Hornets go down to the New Orleans Pelicans 115-96. And the Clippers beat the Thunder 127-105. Isaac Okoro hit the game winner to beat the Brooklyn Mess. You know, let me stay with the NBA for a bit. Once upon a time, the Brooklyn Nets were 12 games above 500. Now they find themselves only 5 games above 500. Coincidence? I think not. It's a Brooklyn Mess. They traded away their best player and a problem. They long since jettisoned James Harden, who was supposed to be the magic elixir. And it's not. He's not. And then you let Cleveland beat you. And Cleveland's not messing around. They're at 47-28. This could be their first 50-win season in a long, long, long time. But I hate to say this to all fans of the Brooklyn Nets, but I'm going to say it anyway. There are 9 games left in the regular season. The Brooklyn Nets are in trouble. That 3 by Isaac Okoro just before the clock went dead will probably start a downslide for them. The Brooklyn Nets are cooked. I said it a long time ago. People didn't want to believe me. And speaking of teams being cooked, though they won last night, I think another team that's cooked are the Los Angeles Clippers. The Clippers are barely 4 games above 500, and they had to use a 35-point fourth quarter to back it. They had a 73-point second half after a tie game at 54 at halftime. Kawhi Leonard actually played last night and scored 32 points. But if there are 2 teams that are battling for NBA playoff berths that I don't see getting far in the playoffs, it's the Brooklyn Nets and the Los Angeles Clippers. Clippers, for those of you scoring at home. Matter of fact, let's stay with the NBA and let's take a look at the standings, shall we? And I got a reason I'm doing this. In the East, Milwaukee, Boston, and Philadelphia are all in. I believe they're in. Yep, they're all in. They've clinched the playoff berth. 4 and 5 goes Cleveland and New York. Oh boy. And Miami has the last secure seed at number 6. 7 through 10 go Brooklyn, Atlanta, Toronto, and the Chicago Bulls, who have a 1.5 lead over the Indiana Pacers. In the West, Denver and Memphis are in. In fact, they have clinched their division. Congratulations to them. 3 and 4 and 5 goes Sacramento, Phoenix, and the Clippers. They're a game ahead of Golden State. The defending champs hold the 6th seed. 7 through 10 goes Minnesota, Dallas, the Lakers, and New Orleans. On the outside looking in, you got OKC and Utah, 13.5 games back. And the Lakers have 9 games left in their season. Golden State has 8 games left in this season. Why am I hoping? I want the chat to answer this question and answer it honestly. You all know me as well as anybody. Why am I hoping the Lakers absolutely collapse? They're holding on to the 9th seed right now. If they make the play-in round, whoever they play, I hope they obliterate them. Let's have some fun here. 10 minutes before the hour. Let's have some fun. Why am I hoping that the Lakers absolutely collapse and absolutely fall out of the playoffs? It's just, well, I'll tell you my reason why. I just don't want them to get there. Because the fans, quote unquote, are not fans of the Lakers. They are fans of you know who, which ain't a fan to me. How you gonna be a fan of someone that's that fundamentally flawed? The Lakers play better without you know who. It's Friday, so I can't cuss. I want to, but I can't. Victor chimes in from Chicago. It will serve as a final statement in favor of fundamental team basketball. Amen to that. Because that's exactly what the Lakers are playing right now. Team basketball. And it has them in the 9th seed. If they get to the playoffs, God bless them. And it will not be because of LBJ. I cussed. I'm sorry. Let me say it again. No, I'm not sorry. I'll say it again. If the Lakers get to the playoffs, it will not be because of LBJ. It will be because they finally came together as a team in his absence. And now reports are flying around that he may make an appearance the last week of the season. You know my theory about this? He's going to make an appearance and sabotage that team right when they're on the verge of clinching a berth. If he comes back before season's end, doggone it, I can't believe him. If he comes back before season's end, the Lakers are screwed. And I'm not sorry for saying that. I am not sorry for saying that. Because now you have a team that's actually looking like and playing like a team. And something Victor and I talked about, whatever happened to fundamental team together basketball? I'll tell you exactly what happened. LBJ showed up. And don't give me this, oh, he's done so much for the league. No, he hasn't. No, he hasn't. You can't tell me that a fundamentally flawed player has done so much for the league. That's baloney. He has not done anything. Matter of fact, I can't believe I'm going to do this, especially when I got Ben Sutter coming at 9:05. Nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to push that button. Victor chimes said LBJ and the increase of ISO. Yep. James Harden, anyone? I hate to say this name. Ben Simmons, anyone? Psh. I'm sorry. I just don't feel that basketball, that NBA basketball, let me be totally specific. NBA basketball has suffered. And it's all because of you know who. I love this peppermint. I'll say it again. NBA basketball has suffered. It got back on track when Stephen Curry showed up because Stephen Curry actually plays team basketball. In fact, he's one of the lone survivors of this era that plays team basketball. And people are going to say, well, LeBron plays it. Didn't. Damn, I said a bad word. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have said that because now I want to follow it with and a couple of you stupid I'm sorry. I said a bad word. And I shouldn't have said a bad word. Because it's Friday and I'm not supposed to even think about pushing that button. I'm not supposed to even think about pushing that button. But dag nabbit, I'm sitting here like making a decision. I am trying to make a fundamental, rational decision. Trying being the operative word. Dear God, I'm thinking. Oh, hell. And I just found a reason. I just found a reason. And I never thought I would do this on a Friday.
Bitch, are you for real?
I'm very much for real. Very much so. But
this moment of bronze sexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronze sexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM, now approve all this.
And I've made my decision. Nope, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Instead, as we approach the top of the hour, I'm going to take a look at the XFL. And I need to say something about the XFL. I'm hooked. I can't believe I'm saying that aloud, but I'm hooked. I can't deny the fact that I actually take a look at the XFL each weekend. The St. Louis Battlehawks will take on the Vegas Vipers tomorrow. That's a 7 p.m. kickoff in Vegas. I have to ask something about the Battlehawks. Is A.J. McCarron the best quarterback in the XFL? For those of you who watch, chime in with me. Is A.J. McCarron the best quarterback in the XFL, or is it Ben DiNucci? You would think DiNucci because he leads the league in yards. St. Louis is 3-0 versus all teams not named the DC Defenders. And the Vegas Vipers are playing their fourth game already. DiNucci has 1,328 passing yards. Brandon Silvers has 1,189, and McCarron has 1,086. DiNucci has turned the ball over 12 times in many crucial situations. San Antonio goes to Arlington. That's a Sunday game at 3 p.m. It's on ABC. We know what the other network is. I don't think I'm going to watch that one. Case of the Bland leading the Bland. I don't know. I don't know if I can stomach that. Houston at DC. DC 5-0. Houston 4-1. Houston lost to Seattle last weekend. And did I miss a game? Nope. I sure did. Seattle and Orlando. Seattle at 3-2. Seattle's a wild card. Seattle is a wild card. That's my quick look. And this is why I don't like when Sam doesn't come on, because I have some information, but he's got all of it. He's got all of it. But that's my quick look at the XFL. Question of the day: Who is your XFL champion? For those of you who watch, and for those of you who do watch, salute to you. Salute to you. Victor Locke says, I'm so mad I haven't been able to see a game of the XFL. Don't know what stations carry it for me in Chicago. I'll answer your question. The ESPN family carries the game. So if you got ESPN or ABC, there's some games that air on ABC FX is the other station. I believe those are the stations that carry the XFL. And this is my fault for not diving in and covering it on a complete level. I had to focus on my health and make sure that my health gets back to where it needs to be. Anyway, 2 minutes after the hour, and I avoided pushing the button. I'm proud of myself. And I haven't said a bad word yet. And I just said yet. Why did I say that? Hour 2 starts right now. Time for hour 2 of this spectacular. Ryan McCoffey now joins us this morning.
That's what you need to do to beat Josh Allen. You need to make him uncomfortable.
Hour 2, time for some Spivey notes. And here's Jay.
Well, I know he's only in his third year, but they're just wasting Justin Herbert.
Hour 2.
The hardest working content creator I know, the playmaker.
Hey, LeBron James, the greatest scorer of all time. Hey.
Hour 2.
The one, the only Christopher Dietz.
They rewarded Ohio State for not playing, and they punished USC for playing.
Hour 2.
Sam Shady.
Oh, man. It's been a roller coaster ride if you were a Philadelphia Stars fan.
Hour 2. That's Big Ben, the man in charge of the BS3 network.
And if I see Kurt 2 Chainz Cousins out.
Hour 2. Chris Bay's joining us.
Oh my God! Oh, this game! Oh, way to go, Sammy!
Hour 2. Was
Oh man, I thought I missed it.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Time for hour 2 of this spectacular, and it starts right now. The genius, that is Cole Johnson. Welcome to hour 2 of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Ben Sutterth coming up at the top of this hour, and you know who coming at the bottom of this here hour. Wait a minute. What the? I didn't do this. That's what I need to do. There we go. I'm sorry for those of you in Baltimore that missed the first hour of the show. I had my device plugged into the wrong station. I'm so sorry about that. When I was deciding whether or not to push the button, Sick Diggy says, all the while I'm bumping Salt and Pepper's Push It. Y'all are some fools today, and I love you all for it. As I mentioned, Ben Sutterth on the way. Chris Bates on the way at the bottom of the hour. Speaking of the NFL, Victor, this one's for you. What the hell are the Chicago Bears doing? Because I've gotten argument after argument that they are building something special. You traded for DJ Moore. Let me say that again. You traded for DJ Moore. DJ Moore. That should tell you everything you need to know about the Bears' free agency bids. That should tell you everything you need to know. And I know Victor's going to agree with me. John Zaglul, another dear friend of mine, would say different, and I know he would. But I don't see where the Chicago Bears, I don't see where they made any strides. You know, I'm reading an article right now on ChicagoBears.com. Justin Fields' talent attracting free agents to Chicago. What? Justin Fields' emergence? What? I'm sorry, but I see a running quarterback that is doing just that. A running quarterback. Can he actually sling the ball down the field 25 times? Does he have a game this year where he slung the ball down the field 30 times and actually acted like a quarterback? I don't see it. Maybe it's something I've missed. Maybe it's something I'm not paying attention to. But Victor, I have to ask this question. You being a Bears fan, what have they done? And I'll ask that in the chat. What the hell have they done? Because the main problem still remains with the Chicago Bears. And the main problem is the fact that you haven't fixed your offensive line. More on that later. Or actually, more on that now. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the owner, the manipulator, and the operator of the BS3 network, which houses this humble show, Ben Sutter. He joins me right now. Good morning, Ben.
Hey, good morning. How's it going? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday to you. I posed this question at the top of the hour, and I'll pose it to you. What the hell have the Chicago Bears done for people to think they're a contender right now?
Off-season moves. That's about it. I mean, the Super Bowl's won in the off-season, right?
According to a couple of certain fan bases, yes.
Yeah,
do you see?
You got to do it during the regular season.
Exactly. I mean, they signed DJ Moore. Who the hell is that?
He's a good wide receiver piece, but is he T.O.? Is he Michael Irvin? Is he Jerry Rice? No. But he's a piece.
And that's the problem. He's a piece, but here's the problem. And it's the problem that the Cowboys are going to face. They haven't solved the biggest hole in their offense. The offensive line. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all. They've pretty much solved all the other problems, but the O line is definitely going to be one they're going to have to look at. Which I'm thinking that's what they're going to draft, probably in the first round. If a guy drops to them, but yeah, that's going to be a deciding factor. Is definitely that O line. So I agree with you there.
The offensive line is so important to an offense running the football. And I'll make this comparison, and I know Cowboy fans are going to get mad at me, but look at San Francisco. Look at how their offensive line came together through the season.
True. I'll 100% give you that. And obviously McCaffrey made a huge difference with him coming.
Indeed.
But yeah. The O-line is important, and people overlook it, and they don't think it's as important. But if your quarterback doesn't have enough time to throw the ball, and he's having to run out of the pocket, and he's having to figure out where he's going to throw the ball to, and he's going to have throwing balls away and getting sacked, a lot of that's on the O-line.
It's different when you design a play for a quarterback to roll out of the pocket. It's not the same when a quarterback is scrambling for his life. And through the latter part of the year, Dak Prescott was scrambling for his life.
That is true. And the same thing when we're talking about the Bears, the same thing with Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every game he was running for his life, and he would get a couple of good runs, and then he gets sacked, and then he gets sacked again, and then he gets sacked again, and it's just like can't get any momentum when you're getting sacked so many times.
Let's stay on Justin Fields and let's stay with the Bears for a moment. I'll highlight one game that completely changed the season for the Chicago Bears, and it's the home game against Detroit. They were up 24-10. Bad PI call notwithstanding. They're up 24-10. Didn't it seem to you, Ben, in that game that they just put it in park and decided not to finish the Lions? Did I miss something, or talk to me, please. Did I miss something in that game?
No, I don't think you missed anything. Yeah, I think they pretty much put it in park, and I think they realized obviously where this season is going, and I think they were more so throughout this entire season, fighting to see what Justin Fields is, number one, and number two, see if they have the staff and the squad that they need for the future. And I think that's what their overall goal was for this season, knowing that they weren't going to be in the playoff hunt.
But why do teams do that? I mean, you're playing to win games. Thank you, Herm Edwards.
Herm Edwards, yeah.
You're playing to win games. But it just seems like the Bears and to a point, the Cowboys didn't give a damn after a while. Am I wrong in that assessment?
You're definitely not wrong there. If you look at that Washington game,
yes,
which they did got the crap beat out of them, but at some point they just look like they didn't care, or like this game wasn't important, or like we don't have to win. We're already in the playoffs. Like that type of approach, you cannot win. I don't think you can win in the playoffs with that type of approach.
And
obviously they lost in the second round.
Them in San Francisco.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at their attitude throughout the game when it was tied 6 apiece, when it was tied 9 apiece, when they took the lead but subsequently missed the extra point. Take a look at the body language. Remember the body language in that game for Dallas? They just looked like, okay, we got the lead. We're in the second quarter. We don't have to do anything else. Our defense can do the rest.
Yeah, and I think that's been a mentality for these Cowboys since Garrett. When Garrett started, the mentality seemed like it was, let's play for a tie, or let's play to get the field goal. Let's not play to actually win. And it showed that they were average. They were about 500 at best during the entire time. I was hoping maybe McCarthy would help to break that off, but it still seems like it's a mentality of this organization as a whole, is that we don't necessarily have to win. Winning is optional. Let's just stay in the game is kind of what the approach has been, it seemed to me, for the longest.
And then you look at their offseason. They're looking to make a splash. Yes, they're looking to make a splash, but they're not looking at the problem that faces them. That's the offensive line. I mean, you already cut Ezekiel Elliott. He's going to sign elsewhere. Let's get to Ezekiel Elliott. Two of the teams he named were the Bengals, the Jets, and the Eagles are the 3 teams he's named. Does he fit with any of those organizations? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I mean, the Eagles just signed Rashad Penny. Obviously, they still have Miles Sanders.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what team he really fits with. I think the Bengals and the Cowboys have ties. So that may be why he's on that list. And the Jets, if they just need a short down back, I guess we would be a good addition. But unless he goes back in the time capsule and he becomes Zeke out of Ohio State, I don't see him being that big of a contributor besides Mike Allstott on the goal line type of back. And so I don't think he really fits any organization. Maybe he may be good in the locker room, a locker room type guy, but he's really just if you need a short yardage, and there's no really short yardage backs. I mean, either you can run the ball or you can't. They don't bring you in just to get a couple yards. I mean, to me, that's a waste of a roster spot.
Speaking of waste of a roster spot, let's go back to Chicago. David Montgomery has been with the Bears 6 years now, and only one of those 6 years was successful. That, of course, was 2018. Why are the Bears so hesitant, and I mean very, very hesitant, to make David Montgomery their feature back again?
I don't know. That's a good question. But I would say a lot of teams do not like to have a featured back. A lot of teams want to running back by committee, because if that running back gets half of the touches that he would get if he was the full-time, horse, then, that limits their opportunity throughout the season to be able to play.
Right.
And that's what I see. I foresee most teams doing that because the running back position is not valued at all. That's the reason why, guys sign that one contract, and then that second contract is either hard to get or they can't fulfill it because it's one of the hardest positions, and I think most disrespected positions in the game at this point. So the Bears are probably just looking to add probably 1-2 other backs to make it more, more of a committee.
And that's horrible to me, that the running back position is so disrespected. It's so and David Montgomery is now with the Detroit Lions. So they're building a running back stable. We all know what we have in San Francisco. I think those are the only two teams, maybe Philadelphia, that focus on running the football. I can't say Kansas City does. Patrick Mahomes. There you go.
Yeah.
But why is running the football, and I know Victor's going to love this question, why is running the football so disrespected now when it was once treasured?
Yeah, I think a lot of the players of old, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, I think they just had a different type of grit because they ran the ball 30 times a game.
Yep.
And it was nothing. You didn't think about who was the backup or who was the second guy. Nobody knew who the second guy was. I didn't know who the second guy was. At least, back in the 49ers days, you had Ricky Waters, you had Roger Craig. I don't remember a lot of those other guys. They had fullbacks.
Mm-hmm.
Now that was another interesting part of it. But the fullback spot has now pretty much been abolished. It doesn't exist anymore. So I think it's a lot more, and the game's not even more physical. So that's a really good question. I don't know what is the difference between now and the past. But I do think as we evolve as a society, we think we're smarter, and we think that we can eliminate injuries, and that's just not the truth. It's football.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the guys are going to get injured regardless. I don't care how many snaps they get, how many rushes they get. If they get hit one time, it could cause a concussion or worse. So
yeah,
I think we're trying to get too cute with it.
It's too cute with it. I love it. Victor says, I'm calling it now. The Detroit Lions will be the team to watch in the NFC North. I tend to agree. I don't trust the Vikings. I sure as hell don't trust the Packers. We all know what's going on in their offseason. And we don't know what's going on in Chicago. So if there's a team to watch in the NFC North that could sneak up and win the division, it's Detroit.
Yeah, and Detroit, towards the end of the season, they were playing well.
Very
well. They were in quite a few games. I don't necessarily agree with the quarterback that they have, but I think they're gonna probably figure that out. But I think they got a good coach and the players play for him. So yeah, they're definitely gonna be in the mix. And I agree with you. You can't trust any of those other teams. So they definitely got a shot, to make some noise.
Quick prediction out of the NFC West, because I know a lot of NFC West cohorts have come to me saying, what are you all going to do with your quarterback situation? I said, we have our guy. He just has to heal, and he's going to throw the ball in 3 months. And he's going to be the same quarterback that he was when nobody expected him to do anything. Of course, I'm talking about San Francisco. I'm talking about Brock Purdy. Unless the 49ers completely collapse at the quarterback position, I don't see anyone beating him in the NFC West.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't think those other teams are going to be in the position to be able to get over the 49ers, and they've been there. They're always in the mix. I don't care what anybody else says. They always are there because I think a lot of it is coaching. And I just think that, he's able to coach the players that he has. He's not trying to force them to do something that they can't do.
Right.
He coaches them and gives them the best opportunity. And I think that's why they're in the mix every single year, which they'll be in the mix next year.
And of course, they got that number one defense.
Oh yeah,
led by Nick Bosa, and now Steve Wilkes is now coaching them. And I said this when they made the hire. If y'all thought the 49ers defense was ferocious under Robert Saleh and DeMeco Ryans, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Yeah, I agree. And Wilkes has been in the league for a while at a head coaching position. So yeah, he definitely knows, and I think that was a great hire. And shout out to DeMeco Ryans,
yes,
and the job he did. And the thing with the 49ers too is that the coaching staff is going to be a revolving door because there's always going to be an opportunity if your team's winning, and obviously if you're the head coach can vouch for you, that organization is going to have coaches coming in and out, and that's not a bad thing, you know.
Mike McDaniel gone to Miami, Robert Saleh to the New York Jets, DeMeco Ryans now to Houston. It's like you see a coaching tree forming right before your eyes, and no one wants to acknowledge it.
Right. That's true. Very true.
Ben Sutter III joining us here as we talk football on this Football Friday presented by Fanatics. I said no one would touch the 49ers in the West. I said it last year, and they went 6-0 in the West. Why do people not believe that even though we lost a lot of free agents, we've signed a few in key positions? Once again, key positions. And it just seems like they're positioning themselves to make a draft choice of a couple of offensive linemen to shore up that depth. And we talked offensive linemen the whole time. How come the 49ers get it right and teams like the Bears and the Packers and others get it wrong when it comes to their offensive line?
Yeah, I don't think they 100% value it. I think it's the thing, but also it's how you evaluate talent, and some teams just are not good at it. I mean, that's really a major part of it, is that you just can't evaluate talent well, or you think you may not have a good scouting department. But I think when it comes to the 49ers, traditionally they've been a good team that's drafted well with the O-line. You know, we can go back to the old school days.
Yes.
But if you look at the coaches with Harbaugh, and then you look at right now with Shanahan, they've just been able to draft well. They've been able to free agent signings and trades. I mean, that's the other part. A lot of teams don't do those three, and the Cowboys is a prime example. They'll do the draft, and this year's a little bit different. They did make some trades. They're a little hesitant in free agency, but you can't be hesitant. If you know there's a talented offensive lineman, do your best to sign him or trade for him or whatever it may be. And the 49ers are not afraid. And I think that's another reason why they've been so successful.
Cole Johnson now joins us, and I'll come to you. I'll pose the same question that I posed to Ben. How come teams, when it comes to evaluating offensive line talent, we've seen it every year under Coach Shanahan, and we saw it early on with Coach Bill Walsh, and later George Seifert, and later, as Ben said, Jim Harbaugh. Why does it seem that the 49ers get it right with the offensive line, where other teams you would expect to get it right, Chicago Bears, I'm looking at you, Dallas Cowboys, I'm looking at you, get it wrong?
Well, it all comes down to philosophy. I mean, in my opinion, you draft certain types of offensive lines depending on the style of offense you want to run.
Right.
For instance, if you have a quarterback like a Lamar Jackson, you want to draft athletic offensive linemen.
Right.
If you have an offense like what the now retired Tom Brady would run, you would pretty much want beef. You want those who could pass protect and basically are like trees. and that that you can't push them down, you can't push them aside.
Mm-hmm.
With running games, you want a little bit of both. You want a little bit of athleticism, and you want a little bit of stalwartness.
Yeah.
And I think with running offenses, you also need to have a little intelligence because
Mm-hmm.
you got to read things too. You got to read where defensive lines and defensive linemen are going to go, and
Mhm.
then wherever they go, you dictate where they go, and it's sort of like you're reading on the fly. So when you have a team like the 49ers, you basically have five quarterbacks on the offensive line where they have to read, okay, so we want to run a sweep. Okay, so we want to have the defensive lineman on the nose tackle cut to the left because we're
Mhm.
going to the right.
Mhm.
Okay, so we won't probably put force on him, but we'll guide him in that direction.
Yeah.
Or if you have a guy who's pass blocking in that pass rushing at that spot from the edge, and he probably is going to read it, then you have to show force and get him out the way.
True.
So, yeah, so to me, it depends on the lines. And with the 49ers, you basically have five quarterbacks on the offensive line.
Ben Sutter is joining us here this morning as he does every Friday at the top of hour 2. Ben, thank you so much, my man. Love you very much. Thanks for your time.
Yep, definitely. And as we always do Friday, we have Cole Johnson with Cole Sports with a Z at 2 p.m. Central. And then we got Poppy J and Wise. Hopefully, I know Wise isn't on today, but we'll have that later on today at 8 p.m. Central. BS3 Network, BS3 TV on Roku. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you. Thanks,
man.
Ben.
All right.
Peace.
Give me a few minutes here that I have to. I promised my baby girl Cheyenne, who is going through a very difficult time, that I said, never fear, Pops is here. So for those of you watching, if you can help Cheyenne get home from Los Angeles, it would be much appreciated. The GoFundMe is out there. I'm going to continue to post the daylights out of it and mine today. ID you need is website you need, I beg your pardon, is gofund.me/509DEE0E. That's 509DEE0E. And let's help my baby girl get home to Cincinnati. All right. Thanks for those couple of minutes.
No problem.
And now, danger is his business. Cool McCain of the Eagles League podcast and the Play Caller Sports Network now joins us. Good morning, my friend, and look at that background.
Cool.
What's
Ain't
going on,
nobody
gentlemen?
bad like me.
How are you, man?
Girl, he's so cool.
I can't complain, man.
Cool.
You better. I can't complain either.
Cole with the verbals in the background there. Love it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
What's up, man?
What's going on?
Everything is good. So I'm assuming, Snowman, you talked about the NCAA brackets being destroyed, demolished, creamed.
Purdue took care of that.
Yeah, and it got crushed even further by Florida Atlantic beating Tennessee.
Hey, I'm in a unique position that none of you guys are in. You know what that is?
What's that?
I elected to do it, not to do a bracket. So
I'm about to say you did.
I'm in that position too.
Yeah,
I'm in that position. I had told myself, nope, I'm not doing it.
Too shaky.
Can't do it.
Won't
I said, the last time I did a bracket, and I opened the show with this. Last time I did a bracket was 2019.
Last time I did a bracket, I'm not going to front, was last year. And I was one loss away from winning my bracket totally. And that's because Carolina
blew it up?
Carolina
Who blew up your bracket?
Kansas blew it in the championship game.
In the championship game? Oh, wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I was a Carolina fan. I had them going all the way. Right.
I was under the knife. I knew it was the night of the NCAA championship game, But at that point, I was so full of drugs, I didn't care. I came back. I got wheeled into ICU. I saw my wife, I saw my mother-in-law, and I saw my father-in-law, and my brain said, "Okay, we're good. We're alive. Let's go back to sleep." And I went back to sleep.
Nice.
I went
situation
back
for
to
sure.
sleep. Huh?
Different situation for sure.
Very different situation.
Yeah.
And this year, I just elected not to do a bracket because Fairleigh Dickinson showed up. Florida Atlantic showed up. I
A
can
lot of
verbally
people
say
had Michigan State going further than they did
why.
too.
Why?
Tom Izzo, man, they believed in Tom Izzo, I think, so much that they had them,
Well, that's
moving a little
that's
further
true.
than that.
Because the first year I covered the Big Ten, and I did the luncheon in Chicago. There were Michigan State fans there.
Oh yeah,
with man, just cheering for Tom Izzo. All right, 32 after the hour. Hope y'all are enjoying it as we're enjoying bringing it to you. And now I say to my partner Cole Johnson, push that button.
It's about to get real, y'all.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Give me just a moment though, because
come on, man, hurry up.
I have a button. I have a button that I definitely want to push, so I had to make sure.
All right.
The right button. All right. So what am I going to have to make myself focus? Where the heck? I'll be doggone. All right. So I'll do this. You out the way, because I had it, and for some reason it just wanted to all of a sudden just disappear. So
Mm-hmm.
all right, here we go. All right, I think I'll have this right here because
oh boy,
we have to thank you all at the
oh boy,
the Fanatic Feedback Zone for this. And of course, I have to thank Chris himself. And you know, Fridays are a very special day.
Oh
and,
boy,
we really appreciate.
We do.
Whenever this man comes on, so
we do.
We have to give him proper treatment, a proper introduction, one that is befitting of a legend, one that's befitting of an icon, one that's befitting of a man who is an absolute great.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
do it.
Come on. There we go. And here
ready?
It is.
And now, the transporter to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary Chris Bay.
Thank you. As we welcome, as we do every Friday, at the bottom of hour number 2, Chris Bass. How are you, sir?
Look, there's nothing worse than watching a fat man weep, so I won't do that. My love and props to the Rain Man, to the Mad Scientist, Cool Breeze, and to everybody in the comments section, all the boys and girls out there. Enter the Boom Shakalaka in full effect. Mad Scientist, again, the only person that you have competition with is yourself. So I thank you for that. That was more than you got to send it to me. You have to.
Okay.
I can see. I tell people these things, they don't believe me. So if I show them that intro, it'll be proof.
Okay.
So yeah, man, please email me that, and it brings once again it makes the 1/4 of my Native American heart soar when I see things like that. So I'm in full flight. So thank you so much.
Oh, no problem.
You are welcome, my friend. You are welcome.
That is well deserved.
Man, that's nice. That's beautiful. That's nice.
Thank you.
That's nice. Absolutely.
Nice,
That's
not
nice.
Man, that's all right there.
Since I saw that picture, that picture, and I heard the walking sounds in the background, I go, oh boy, he's been cooking.
That's right.
The Mad Scientist has been cooking.
Oh man, well, yeah, thank you so much. Well, what's on my
Here we
mind
go.
today is okay, go on, read that.
This edition of the Enter the Boom Shakalaka is brought to you by Bronze Guard Fedoras. For the best coverage of your Chrome Dome, thank you very much. Trust in Bronze Guard Fedoras.
Well, you gotta look good doing it.
Yes.
Yes.
You know, when you send people back to hell and hooker whores and everything else, you have to have style. You just can't be bummy and look like somebody give you the bum's rush. You got to do it in style. So get you a fedora, get you a shaft, long coat, and some sunglasses, and you got to do it in style.
What you got for us this morning, Base?
Well, I'll tell you something. When I look on the internet and I see a lot of broadcasters and podcasters, I want to go to the fact about being a responsible broadcaster and a podcaster.
Yes.
Yes, please.
So what happens from time to time is that people get on the microphone and create their own website or their own social media platform and just go. Nothing wrong with spoken word and expounding yourself, but I think that when you start talking about, say, in this situation, sports or news items, quote reliable sources. And so reliable sources gives you the ability to have credibility. And I think sometimes credibility is lost in the translation of social media and podcasting nowadays. And it depends on what kind of podcast you watch or listen to or interactive like this. It says something about having credibility. So, for example, if you people out there don't know, some credible resources are, for example, the old networks that's still around, obviously, CBS, NBC, ABC. Those are three pillars. You want to throw in Fox, go ahead. I don't particularly care for Fox, but go ahead if you like. On cable, you still have, of course, Fox, CNN, MSNBC, and others. But the key thing is credibility and resourcing. So when you go to a source, say the example, of course, doing with sports, each of those people I just mentioned, many people, each of those networks I mentioned, they have a sports column and they have a sports department. So you could do that. Or Sports Illustrated is always good online. And they've been around for a long time to get the credibility you need. So be careful of just taking a topic and going off kilter with it. Make sure you read it thoroughly. Make sure you have cross references. So you don't have to do one. You can do, as I said, Sports Illustrated, or you can cross that with, say, Fox Sports 1, or cross that with other resources, because it may be the same story, but they have different information in each story. So you can take all that minutia and be a stronger podcaster, be a stronger broadcaster. So think about it. Responsibility is key because people take time out to be a part of your show. You owe them that. And so don't get me wrong, as a podcaster, broadcaster, you can make commentary with what you do, but make sure the resources, incredible resources, to back you up when you make these commentaries.
Very true. Because a lot of commentary lately on social media has no sources cited. None. They take a story and they run with it. I mean, everybody has an opinion, true. But if you want to break stories, you got to have some credible sources behind them. Very, very credible.
I mean, look, I'm completely old school, so I understand obviously today's mentality. People just say stuff and just go. Everything's hearsay. It doesn't matter about credibility, but I think it counts for something. When I was teaching at Illinois Media School about a year or so ago, I told my students then, who are plugged in obviously to social media, when you have a source that you can go back to, because people will challenge you, where you get information from. Well, I got it from SI.com or something like that. Make sure you have it on set, because you will be nothing wrong people challenging. Nothing wrong with that. Don't take it as offense. Take it as a situation where it can be a nice verbal sparring, not trying to get anybody's business, trying to name call. People will challenge you. Nothing wrong with that. It makes for entertaining debate from back and forth. But again, just don't sit up there willy-nilly start spouting off crap, out of your pie hole there, and don't have anything to back it up with. Make sure that you are credible, because credibility goes a long way.
Oh, you mean like Tucker Carlson, the Fox?
We'll see.
That he needs to go back to hell. I'm sorry, he just needs to go back to hell.
Well, the thing about Tucker is that I would take the T and put F in front of his name.
Oh Lord!
It does call for what it is because that's exactly what
For some reason, I saw that coming. I don't know why, but for some reason, I saw that coming.
Lord have mercy. So basically saying his name should be Carson.
Sure. There you go.
Oh, Lord.
It's not a bad suggestion, actually.
No, it's not. From the bronze god himself.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Well, see, someone like that. I mean, we can talk about that too. Someone like that with Fox News. Myself, coming from talk radio, which has always been and continued to be geared towards white conservative males, so I knew that going into it as a mere youngster at the time. And so, but I'm not conservative or liberal. I'm my own person. I don't like the thing about politics is it's very interesting because I know certain people who find out what a person's political stance is, don't want anything to do with them. And I think that's wrong. I think that if you can disagree with a person and still get along with them, but I think at times when you polarize the whole thing and just say you go your way, I go my way, then we're going to have issues, and it shouldn't be that way. I know a lot of people who are conservative I get along with, and we just have difference of opinion. So the thing with Tucker Carlson over there at Fox, as we know, you manufacture these stories for people to get eyeballs on your screen. So we all know that. And you say and do things to scare people because, again, that gets eyeballs on the screen. So if you do like a Chicken Little, the sky is falling, which is what Fox does from day one, people buy into it. And they do it all the time. So you can't talk to a person who's dialed in so deeply into Fox that much, or CNN or MSNBC. I'm not going to leave anybody out.
Not just them.
Because,
not just Fox, exactly.
Because what you should do, in my humble opinion, is go across the dial. Don't just look at one.
Thank you.
Look at the others. I mean, I don't like Fox, but I'll check it out.
Right.
And see what their point of view is. And sometimes some of their point of views I may agree with. And so I don't just cherry pick topics. It depends on my stance on it and how I feel about it. And I think that sometimes when you get that my way or the highway mentality, and because I'm a part of the GOP or a part of the Democrats, liberals, and everything else, when you're just staunch like that, really reality is somewhere in the middle.
It's too bad that
it's
too bad with those three networks alone. You just want to have this on loop 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying?
That dude is
do that again. Do that again.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh! Stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me.
That's great. But that dude is black. I mean, he goes to funerals with no clothes on. That dude is black. And he goes to funerals naked. Did you just see all teeth? It wasn't just me. No, it was a great message. But at times it was all teeth and some eyeball.
Some being behind the word.
Those are type. You ever hung out with a brother that was just so black? He just blended into blackness.
Yes.
I had a partner of mine I played basketball with, and he went down south to visit his family one summer. He came back because he got a suntan. Now, mind you, yes, dark people get suntans too. This nigga came back blue-black. I'm talking about blue-black, shining. Like somebody just buffed him.
You for real?
Yes, I'm for real.
Blue. Do you know how long it's been since I've heard the term blue black, Chris?
It's been a while, definitely.
It's been a long time.
It's been a
long time since I've heard that term.
Yeah, I'm bringing it back, Doctor.
Oh
Same.
my gosh. Thank you for bringing it back. But goodness,
Man, that dude was, I'm telling you. Sometimes you play ball at night, and of course the street lights come on. I kept trying to pass it to him. I didn't see where the hell he was on the court. It's different when you're black and then wear a black shirt and black shorts.
Yeah, that's a violation. That's a violation.
it's really cool.
It is
really cool. Really cool.
It's a violation.
Yeah,
He's
Cool
right.
Breeze is correct.
Yeah,
He's right.
Bright colors,
It's a violation.
fluorescent bright colors. You know what I'm saying, to help the brothers out.
I did a game. I did a game in.
violation.
I did a game in Chicago Public Schools game. I forgot the teams that were playing, but the home team came out in all black, and there was a blue-black person there, and I couldn't figure out who the hell he was because the numbers were black also. I saw the outline, and I'm sitting on the floor. I'm press row. I couldn't see him.
Y'all, you all ice cold. That's just brutal.
They sound cold. Sound like somebody might be cold blooded around here.
Cold-blooded.
Or cold blackness.
Oh no!
Darkness, everybody! Darkness, darkness, darknesses.
Darknesses. Right.
F your couch. F your couch.
I told Cole earlier in the week when he found that piece from Dolomite. I saw the entire scene, and Cole had mentioned how overacted it was.
It very much was.
Those 45 seconds, which ended with play it, please.
Oh Lord, because every time I do play this, I do hear the white girl beforehand go,
Yes,
he made me do it. I hear it. I hear it literally. If I can find it, every time I play it, I hear it, and then and then here's Dolomite.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh my gosh,
The human tornado. Yeah, that's the movie.
That's where you get it from. That's right.
Yep.
Tornado.
the looks on their faces in that movie. You want to talk about something that was overacted, but it still sold? There it is.
Victor, why?
Oh no!
Evening.
What's his name? Evening. Oh,
Maybe midnight.
Was his name Evening? Oh Lord.
Some things don't even need a name. You just witness it. It doesn't need a name. You just know good and damn well that dude is blue black. That's all you need to know. That's it. That's all.
Don't need a name.
They don't need no name.
he just blue black. That's it. That's all.
That's look.
Blue black.
You're in the presence of darknesses. That's what you're in the presence of.
No! No! And then this happened.
Perhaps to all the girls he was known as the Midnight Rider.
I don't know anything about his sex life at the time, but if he was to be intimate with a female, you gotta be like Ray Charles and feel your way through.
Oh no! No lights off. Can't turn the lights off. Is what you're saying.
If you turn it off, you gotta use your hands.
Yeah. All other body parts come into play if you turn the lights off.
You can use your hands anyway, but we're talking about
crack the bedroom door.
Why in the presence of darkness is with one guy? Lord have mercy. That's just brutal.
He was poor.
Y'all know how many gems we're getting from this, and this is a weekly appearance.
Yeah, it was plural. You can't just
Prince
say
of
darkness.
Yeah, it's got to be darkness.
Darkness is one person.
One person.
But see,
that's an achievement.
Only Chris can take something that sounds like one person and pluralize it. Darkness is. Oh,
I got that from
goodness.
Dave Chappelle's show, man. That was hilarious,
Mhm.
man. They talk about the whole
Stop
thing
it.
with
Stop it.
Rick
Stop
James,
it.
man. It's hilarious.
Oh,
This
see.
is, yes.
Some people weren't blue.
I'm Rick
black.
James.
They were so black they purple. Lord. have mercy.
Seen that too. Yeah.
Now, for that, I
Seen
recall
that
it
myself.
being Blurple, if I'm correct.
Blurple. Yep.
Purple? Yeah.
Blurple.
There you go.
Yes. Yes.
Purple rain. Purple rain. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Purple rain.
I have heard that before as well. So,
And
Yeah.
now a selection from the Wonder Bread Choir entitled "We Never Be That Dark."
Wonder Bread Choir, you are correct.
Can we get the extended version?
% correct.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can we
And
get
now
the
another-
extended version
Yeah.
of "We Never Be That Burple"?
Oh Lord. Yes, and now another selection from the Wonder Bread Choir entitled "Good God, I Can't See."
You see that, honey? They're purple Negroes.
Oh no! Oh no! Take it, Cole. Take it. Take it. Somebody take it, because if I read it, I'll laugh. Take it.
Bronbull has now created a partnership with Hofax. Separate your Dwayne Wades from your Kyrie Irvings with the new Bronbull. Find someone who loves you the way bronsexuals love. They can. Oh my gosh.
And I got clips of Cool McCool saying that.
Bronbull, powered by Hofax.
Can we get the Hofax commercial, please? Can we get the Hofax? I know Chris is going to do something with it when we play it, but play it, please.
Well, of course he is.
LJPN is sponsored by Hofax. Before she hoe, and you gotta know, tell her to show me the Hofax.
Hofax is needed.
I would have to agree. I have to agree with Mr. Bates.
I third that emotion.
That was a perfect response to that.
Yeah, it is. Because see, now is the season for skeezing, because the uptick of hooker horrors has been coming back on my Instagram. And
not again.
No, they're back.
Hooker holes are out.
They're out. I mean, they out. They got everything out, and they're on their own fours, and they're doing their job and everything else. They just want to get paid. I understand. Girls want to have fun. Hoes want to get paid. I understand the logic.
Am I
I understand
15 again? Am I 15 again? Oh Lord have mercy. Now I've heard blue, black, and now I've heard skeezer. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This is the season for skeezing.
This is the season for
Yes, it is.
Is this
And they're back.
is this 1988 again? Because I haven't heard those terms
That's what I'm saying. Since high school. Yes.
since high. Exactly.
I told you I'm bringing it back.
Thank you, man.
Poison we in effect.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh,
Yeah, we in full
gracious.
effect.
Oh,
Not in
gracious.
full effect.
Yes,
We are.
in full effect. Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
absolutely. But they're back. I counted 9 hooker whores this week
9?
alone, and I haven't looked at my Instagram yet. But during the
Oh,
week, I
no.
counted 9.
Wait, where they
And
slide if you haven't seen it in your Instagram?
Yeah, they start to follow you, because what they do is they see your ass, and all of a sudden they like every picture you put up and everything
Every
you
single picture.
Stuff from 5 years ago.
Everything.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, yes,
So
Victor.
They
to the hooker
like
whore-
they
I'm
show
sorry,
they
go on,
like
read that.
everything, and they bait you.
Yeah, they
Oh,
bait you.
no.
Yes, Victor. See, even the
Yes.
legendary Chris Bates sees the necessity of Hofax. Yes, he does.
And
Absolutely.
you started it, Victor.
You with the name.
I concur with that.
I concur also.
Oh,
no.
He goes, the hooker whores have a notification on their phones called "Gotta Go, Gotta Ho."
It's from the same company that made the Uber app, so you can see all the spots where the hooker whores can see all the hot spots for their hooker whoring.
Lord have mercy.
God damn
tell
it.
you, the today feedback zone is just on fire. Ryan, whole facts is needed. Gotta check,
Gotta
under,
check
the hood
under the hood before you ride
that ride. Because it says it's the time for the skeezing for loving.
Ooh,
and then sick.
Oh no. This season of Skeezin' is brought to you by King's knee pads, the knee pads of hooker whores worldwide.
Goodness gracious.
It's a lot of hooker whoring.
You see what you see what you unearth, Chris.
All he does is tell the truth.
Oh, no, I want to continue to tell the truth. But
yeah, all he does is tell the truth, and then the feedback zone is on fire.
Oh my gosh.
It's tiring.
The necessity. How can we make Hofax an app to counter these hooker whores?
We could get paid a lot of money if we were to do such a thing, sir. And then that would cause more hooker whores to be after us.
Yeah. No, you're probably right, Cool Breeze. I mean, holy smokes and Jesus.
Exactly. Oh my gosh.
The hooker whore action died down for you, Chris. What
Well,
happened?
the thing
I thought it was dead.
The thing about the whole hooker whore situation is that I don't begrudge anybody making their money or making their bag. That's your business. Just don't put me in the whole mix. That's all I'm asking. Turn your ass around, your hooker whore ass around, and go and hooker whore somewhere else. And don't get on my Instagram and like every picture I ever did and try to post on everything and then try to DM me talking about let's talk. No, whore. No.
Not no whore.
Don't send me messages and I haven't even added you, and then I go look at pending messages and there's like 7 messages from you.
Yep.
These are all hooker whorical activities.
Can you say that term again?
I sure can. This is hooker whorical activities.
Really? Hooker whorical.
Y'all heard it. We have a new phrase in our vernacular. Hooker whorical activities. Look at Cole.
Look at Cole. All the activities, then you're going to be grouped with the hooker whores.
Hooker whorical activities, cool.
Hooker whorical activities. Yes.
Whorical.
Yes.
Man speaks the truth.
He does.
Not to be confused with oracle. Horacles.
Oracle.
Some of the oracles are oracle, but that's not something that I.
That's right.
With. Yes,
that's right. He's right.
Oracle or oral?
See, now your stuff's coming out. There you go. That's how you do it. That's the way you do
it.
Welcome to Oracle Arena. Cole's about to walk out again. I might join him. The worst are the Brian McCarthy. The worst are the ones that follow you on IG and their account is private. I don't touch those because I know if I follow, my DM will flood with requests to follow them on OnlyFans. Correct.
Goodness gracious.
Welcome to Oracle.
Yes.
They won't sell me crypto. Or again, get you involved in trading or whatever the hell that is. Welcome to Oracle Arena.
Man, that'll be full of hooker whores, man. That's
yeah, it would.
Man, that's rough. I probably have to assemble a team. I can't do it myself. I probably start recruiting. If there were hooker whores at Oracle or Oracle Arena, no man, I gotta get paid overtime.
20,677. The largest.
I just need 5% finder's fee, and I'd be gravy.
Let's say that again,
ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Oracle. Welcome to Oracle Arena.
He says all he needs is 5%.
I just need a 5% finder's fee, and I'd be gravy.
He'd be great. In
Yeah, well,
I'll be running
Well,
around like Dave Chappelle. I'm rich.
well, as the great Scooby Doo once said, Rasa Ruck. Rasa Ram Ruck.
Especially since they're blowing up Oracle Arena.
Oh my gosh!
There's a lot of activity.
Yes.
Think about that. $5 a pop, let's say, because you're gonna get $100, right?
Oh man, that's
$5 a pop.
$5. Get you
And then
a $5 holler. How about that?
And there are 20,000 in the same place.
Man,
All I
that's
need
cheap.
is a
$5.
finder's fee. That's all I need.
$5
Out of the $100 that they get, $5 finder's fee for me, and I'm good.
Yeah, and the theme song is Prince is Soft and Wet.
Or they can use a little SWV rain on me.
That or Don.
Okay, since we're talking tunes to close it out, how about Pour Some Sugar on Me?
All right.
Okay.
Or and Chris started it with Purple Rain.
Blurple Rain.
Blurple Rain.
If you want to go
Blurple Rain. Blurple Rain.
If you want to go more new school, for those youngsters out there watching, we could do a little Ty Dolla $ign or Nah featuring the Weeknd, Wiz Khalifa. You know that song.
See, now I'm gonna have to pull out my.
Well.
I'm gonna have to bring up my music library. Oh Lord!
Or you talking about since I was on this old.
How about
school
Bang
thing.
on the? Here you go. Here's a song you can turn upside down. How about Bang on the Drum?
Or Frank Goes to Hollywood. Relax.
Yes, I remember that song in that video.
If you want to go through it,
go to it.
Relax,
yes,
don't do it. If you want to calm,
and it was for that, purpose.
Yes, it was.
Or we can go Candy Rain.
It got so popular, especially when the video came out. When the video came out, they wore it out.
Mm-hmm.
They did.
Every few minutes they were playing
marketing.
that song.
Great marketing. They had so much radio airplay back in the day. And I mean, that was the thing, because I remember one article I was reading in real time when I was in high school. They wanted to take it off the air. It was like disturbing. It's like, no, not disturbing. Where in the song do you think is disturbing at? We know what you're saying. No. We're saying if you want to come to this party. They played it all very well. I like the way they did that.
Beautiful.
Yeah, they
did.
Yeah, they did.
But yeah, it was great.
But that song was about masturbation. Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes.
Or Whoop That Trick. That works as well.
Yeah, whoop the trick. Yeah.
A little Hustle and Flow.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
I'm gonna hit you for that, cool. Because now I'm over here laughing. Chris Bates joins us as he does every single Friday. We are far off the rails, but Chris, we love you so very much. And this segment and you, my friend, are a treasure. Thank you so much.
So once again, you're very kind. I'm completely broke. I can't pay y'all no more for these compliments. But thank you so much. Love you more, and continue to have a great show. And all of you out there have a great weekend.
Thank you.
too, sir.
Thank you, Bass. Thank you, Bass.
Thank you, sir.
And now, the transporter to Hades, the reformer of hooker whores, and the bronze god, the one, the only, the legendary Chris Bay.
Have a great weekend. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't absolutely scare you,
you taking one big, ugly, fat craptacular.
Stay away from hooker whores.
If I can beat cancer, y'all can beat anything. And I hate you, cool, for that comment. We are out of here. See you on Monday.
See ya. If we have hook or whore off, do hook or whores have voodoo off or voodoo be gone extra scrumph?